In the previous video, we talked about how to factor a trinomial. But all the problems we did, if you paid attention, for example, 5x squared plus 5x plus 6, and the number, there's not a number in front of x squared, or you can think of it as 1. So this is an easier case of trinomial because literally you just need to break down 6. And for x, you always break down as x times x, and you break down 6 as 2 times 3. So when you, the two numbers you select, they should add up to the number in the middle because then there's no number in front of x. So the cross products really just depend on the numbers you selected for the breakdown of 6. So this is the easier case. So when you have two breakdowns, 1 times 6 and 2 times 3, you can just pick the pair which add up to 5. So that's the pair because these two add up to 7. But this, when we have a number, so that's when we don't have a number in front of x squared. And here we're going to look at the more complicated case. What if we do have a number in front of x squared? And like this. So the way we did will not work anymore. So what we have to actually check the actual cross products. We cannot just break down 6, say, okay, 2 times 3. And so we need to, or actually we're going to pick, because we have 7, so we should pick 1 times 7. That's not going to work because we also have to break down this number as 1 times 2. And when you do cross multiplies, this 2 will make an effect. And we have an effect on the cross products. Without this 2, yes, 1 times 6. Without this 2, you will be able to, if you don't have that, yes, one cross products will add up to 7x. But with this 2 here, when you do cross products, they may not add up to 7x anymore. So let's see. The method doesn't change. We can still draw a 2 by 2 box, and we just still have to try different possibilities. So first of all, I'm going to break down 2x squared. 2 can be broken down as 1 times 2. And literally, that's the only way. I mean, you can do 2 times 1, but it's just the order. So, and break down x squared as x times x. Now, we break down 6. So as we just saw, we have two possibilities, whether it's either 1 times 6 or 2 times 3. And again, we cannot say because we have a 7 here, so let's pick 1 times 6, and it's not going to work because when you cross multiply then, you get 6x here, 2x here. When you add up then, you get 8x because this 2 that in front of x squared will have effect in the multiplication. So you're going to have 2 here, not just this 1 here. So apparently when we tried 1 times 6, it didn't work. And when this happens, now you actually can switch the numbers if it works. So I tried 1 and 6, now we try 6 and 1. The reason is previously we don't have to do the switch. If you tried this pair, it didn't work, then you can try the other pair. Because even if you switch, then it's not going to make a difference because the first column is the same. So when you switch, then it's still going to give us the same thing. So 2x plus 3x, except the order is changed. So previously, when we don't have a number in front of x squared, if the pair doesn't work, there's no point to switch them. But now here, because we have different numbers in front of x, and when you switch 1 to 6 to 6 to 1, it does make a difference. So let's multiply them. 1x, 12x, we got 13x. Again, still doesn't work. So we tried both of them. And now let's try the other pair, 2 and 3. So I'm going to actually try 3 and 2, see if it works. The correct way should be 2 and 3. So if I did this, I get 2x, this diagonal. The other diagonal, I got 6x. When I add them, I got 8x. So that means 3. It doesn't mean this pair doesn't work. It possibly means you have to switch the numbers. So I'm going to switch 2 and 3, and I'm going to put 2 up there and 3 down here. And now when you multiply, you will see that you're going to have the diagonals 3x here and 4x up there, and which add up to 7x. that does match the one in the middle. So this tells us the correct answer is going to be 1x plus 2. I'm going to omit the 1 there, and 2x plus 3. Again, if you have time, and if you remember, factoring is reverse multiplication. So if you have time, you can use FOIL to multiply out to see if they add up to 2x squared plus 7x plus 6. So if you did the that can help you avoid if you have made any mistakes in the process of breaking down numbers or cross multiplies, and that can help you find your mistake. All right, so let's look at another example here. So again, first of all, I did a quick check. They don't have anything common, 12, 11, and 2. So I'm going to go ahead and count the terms, 1, 2, 3, 3 terms. So it's trinomial. So I'm going to use draw 2 by 2 box and break down. Okay, so break this down and break that down. 12 has so many ways. So when we break down 12, we could do 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. So which one is the correct way? We don't know, right? So let's say I'm gonna just try 3 times 4, see if it works. If it doesn't, I have to pick another one. So 12, I'm gonna pick 3 and a 4, x squared, x and x. Now for 2, actually it's easier. The less actually is better when you have less number of choices. So I just can break down as 1 and 2. But of course, you could switch them to 2 and 1. And notice that if I make both of them positive, all of these are going to be positive. When you do cross multiplies, it's going to give you positive 6x and a positive 4. It's not going to give you the minus sign in the term in the middle. So we have to change these from plus to minus. And again, we agree when you do cross multiplies, we're going to get negative 6x instead of positive 6x. Get rid of this. And let me just, so we're going to have negative 6x and negative 4x, which combines to negative 10x, but we need a negative 11. So that means this is incorrect. So if it's incorrect, don't hurry to check the other pair yet. So let me switch 1 to 2. So I'm going to put 2 up there and 1 down here. So 2 up here and 1 down here, and do one more check. So cross multiply, that gives me negative 3, and so this will be negative 3x, and the other diagonal is negative 8x. So combining them, it does give us negative 11x. So that tells me the correct answer. So I got all the correct pairs. So first one is 3x minus 2 times 4x minus 1. All right, and let's look at 2 more examples here. Okay, so in the previous 2 examples, we didn't have any GCF, and we can they have 3 terms, so we went ahead and used the box method. So here, but notice in this case, we do have 3, 12, and 6. We do have a GCF 3, so we should go ahead and pull that out. For x's, they don't have anything in common, so I'm just going to factor out a 3. So I have x squared minus 12 divided by 3 is 4. Minus 36 divided by 3 is 12. So sometimes they may have a GCF, and which you should factor it out. Don't try to use trinomial directly. So once you factor out the GCF3, we have this one as a trinomial. Notice the x still has the second power. That means you may still be able to break that down. So I break down x squared, that's x and x. I break down negative 12. And because this time, there's not a number in front of x squared. This is the easier case. So 12, 1 times 12, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4. And that's all the breakdowns of 12. And so we need to pick a pair that, and the other thing is because we actually are breaking down negative 12, there's a minus sign in front of 12. So that means one of those numbers has to be negative. So it doesn't matter which one is negative. I mean, you could write down all the possibilities, positive 1 times negative 12, and a negative 2 times positive 6, and or positive 2 times negative 6. So there's a minus sign here. and negative 3 times positive 4, or positive 3 times negative 4. So after you write down all the possibilities, and look for the one that add up to negative 4. That's the number in the middle now. So apparently this is the correct one. So when you have the easiest, then when you don't have a number in front of x squared, that's kind of easier. You can list all the breakdowns and find the pair that add up to the one in the middle. So we're going to put positive 2 here and minus 6 here. So when you do cross multiplies, that guarantees that you will have negative 4x. Okay, so now we write down our answer. So the answer will be, bring down the 3. And this trinomial we can break down further as x plus 2 times x minus 6. So that's the final answer. When we get here, none of these can be broken down. So x, if we have x, we cannot break down x. And same thing here, x minus 6 cannot be broken down. All right, so let's look at the last example here. First of all, when I look at the numbers 6, 5, and 6, they don't have anything in common. So there's no GCF. So always quickly check if they have a GCF. Now, if they don't have a GCF, I count number of turns, 1, 2, 3. So that's a trinomial. So I'm going to draw a 2 by 2 box. Okay, so first to break down 6. I could do 1 times 6 or 2 times 3. I'm going to try 2 times 3. And then x squared, break down as x and x. And then now I'm going to break down negative 6. So again, 1, 6, and 2, 3. So I'm going to put 3 here and 2 here. And let's make one with a negative because we need a negative sign. So I'm just going to make this one negative and that one positive. And now let's do cross multiplies. 2x plus 2, positive 4x. 3x times negative 3, negative 9x. When we combine them, we got negative 5x. What we need is positive 5x. So we got the opposite. And now we just need to make a slight change to the sign of the numbers. Flip the sign of the numbers. So let's make this one positive. Make this positive negative. So that will change the signs of the cross products correspondingly. So this is going to become positive. This is going to become negative. So when we add the 9 and the positive negative 4, that gives us 5x. So the answer will be 2x plus 3 times 3x minus 2. Again, if you want to know whether you made any mistakes, just distribute and see if you can go back to 6x squared plus 5x minus 6. You can do that part on your scratch paper. If you can, your factoring is correct. If you cannot, you must have made some mistakes.